Hey everybody, we're here at the entrance of Gran Atlantida. Beautiful property with big stands of mahogany trees and eucalyptus around us. We'll soon be moving into the jungle a little bit as we walk. On the other side, you can see actually one of the Dole pineapple plantation tractors going past us. And all that out there between here and the mountains, about 3 or 4 miles away, is a pineapple plantation. It's a beautiful spot. Harvesting employs a lot of local people. And you've got the beautiful mountains. They're a little bit cloud covered this morning, but it is a nice calm morning, probably high 70s, low 80s in Fahrenheit. You can take a shot over there. There's the beautiful mountains. They're actually a height of 8,000 feet at the peak of the Bonito. And that mountain range is really beautiful. There's zip lining and whitewater rafting and hot springs, or thermal hot springs, and you get the mud baths and everything. So it's a lot of stuff to do within a few miles of here. It's a busy day on the pineapple factory, it looks like. Lots of tractors going by. We'll walk into the entrance here and take a little look around. Hey everybody, we're now on our way to the reef inside of Gran Atlantida, and I just thought it would make a nice stop right here and take a look around. I'm surrounded by old growth mahogany trees. It's a beautiful forest. What I love about this is you're in a forest of mahogany trees right beside the jungle. If you look over that way, probably 100 meters, 100 yards, we're about to enter the more jungly area of it, and kind of the monkeys and butterflies and everything that are going on in there, and we'll make a little stop in there too. Just thought it was a beautiful spot to see. If you want a nice little forest hike, come through the mahogany canopy. It's quite impressive. Just thought it'd be interesting for anybody to see the jungle behind me. You can see every tree in here is covered with vines. It's a very, very lush jungle. It's beautiful. It's a nice temperature. The breeze out here, some white cranes just flying by, and we were listening to the howlers and the white-faced capuchin monkeys last night, and they live throughout here, and it's pretty cool. We're going to be having trails through the jungle, through the forest that we were at earlier in the mahogany, and it's all within a few 100 yards of the reef community. And so you have the beach, you have the mountains, you have the jungle, you have beautiful forests, you have waterways through the jungle and with pathways. It's going to be an amazing place to hang out. And then you can go into the mountains or into town. There's lots of restaurants in town, things to do in the mountains and at the beach, obviously. So beautiful place to live. This is a very cool spot for a lot of reasons, but right behind me here is a natural spring-fed stream that comes from the plantains at about half a kilometer from here. Great place to go swimming, fish swimming in there and everything. But this is the spot where the monkeys come a little later in the afternoon to get hydrated before they go to sleep. Well, they don't really sleep at night. You'll hear them at night, but this is kind of their freshwater, natural spring drinking areas. Everybody, we are now back at the reef inside of Gran Atlantida. This is like going to be one of the most beautiful little residence areas that I've ever been in. There's so much stuff going on here that it's hard to describe it all, but we're kind of centric to the reef. Over here on my left, the ocean is right there, but this is where the common area will be. The one kind of twisty tree is a protected tree here in Honduras, so we won't be removing any of those. We're going to be building around them, and the common area is going to be built to accommodate them. And that tree really sort of marks the edge of the common area with the music stage and the little shops and a restaurant and pool and everything. That's going to be kind of the hangout spot here at the reef. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place. You've got the ocean right in front of you. This would normally be sand. Right now, as it gets cleared out, there will be much more sand. We'll walk over to the beach, but we're only 40 meters, 120 feet as we're standing here from the ocean. And then on this side here on my right is the actual kind of the centric area of the reef. This is phase 1 area. If we look this way, you see all the beautiful palm trees, and we're going to keep as many as we can and position the homes so that they're keeping a lot of the natural vegetation. And of course, there'll be a lot of landscaping and adding more vegetation as well. It's going to be a very lush spot. Behind the jungle there, well, first of all, you can see the jungle there, and we talked about the monkeys a little bit. you know, we'll show you where the border is between the howler monkeys and the capuchin, where the customs and immigration between those two monkeys or the two species, they don't necessarily get along so well, so they have their territories, but it's pretty cool to see how they manage their lives. You know, a long stretch along here that the reef covers, all beautiful, bordered up against the monkey jungle in the back, the ocean in the front with the common areas, and then on top of everything else, where you don't get this kind of thing in a Caribbean setting very often, is the mountains. And right now the tips of the mountains are tall. They're up to 8,000 feet high, which is you know, a decent size. It's kind of like having the Canadian Rockies, for me, being a Canadian, behind you and the Caribbean Ocean in front of you. It's an unusual but awesome kind of experience. And right now the clouds are just over top of the tips of the mountain, so you can't really see the top, but they're beautiful. But just imagine yourself here with sitting on your rooftop deck of your tiny home at the reef, and you know, looking out at the ocean. You can probably hear the waves in the video. I can hear the waves in the background. And looking around, you want to look at the mountains. You can look at the mountains. You want to watch the monkeys in the jungle. You want to watch the Caribbean Ocean waves lapping up on the shoreline and the beach. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Just behind me here is the first home, or one of the first homes going up in the reef. Foundations being created by end of next week. There will be walls up, and you can see this happening very quickly now. There's another home over here being built a little further down, but in a little while all these areas will have a beautiful tiny home community all built up and all within kind of that lush kind of jungle vegetation look. And then you'll just be able to walk out of your home and go over here, and you'll see walk through the areas, so the common areas, and over to the beach. And let's go over to the beach and take a look at it. I thought this would be an interesting thing for people to see. We're right standing on the border between the Caribbean beach, about 20 meters away, 60 feet-ish, and as the soil goes this way. On my left here, towards the beach, these plants with the little yellow flowers really only grow in sand. And it's interesting how defined kind of a line goes around here, and as the soil starts and the sand sort of dissipates, you get a totally different kind of grass. Interesting how nature works that way. And right now the prettier ones are on this side as they're flowering. They got some purple flowers and yellow flowers in here. And this is all growing pretty much purely on sand. And so we're only a few inches from the beach here, so we'll just walk over there. And we're at high tide right now, and at this time of year in November, you get a lot of wave surge towards the beach. So normally we'd have another 50 to 100 feet of beach out here. But even so, even with this situation, it's still beautiful beaches, lots of sand. Put your lounge chair down here. Sand is, you know, it's like white powder. It's a very beautiful sand beach, and you can walk for miles and miles and enjoy the same kind of thing without people on it. All right, folks, let's go in for a little jungle tour. We're going to walk a path that hasn't really been made yet. In a few months, we're going to have nice jungle paths that are walkways and make it a lot easier for you than it is for us today. But let's go. Beautiful area for bird watching as well. There's hundreds of species of birds. Right now it's just been cleared a little bit, but there's a little stream, probably from the same natural spring that was before. And you get a little opening in here. We'll put benches and things like that so you can come and watch monkeys and the bird watching and butterflies. I've been seeing some beautiful butterflies already here, and there's one behind me again as I say that. This is a nice tranquil spot. Beautiful to come and sit in here and just relax, and get the mountains in the distance. You have the jungle here. Right now there's no monkeys, but that's pretty common to come and sit in here and watch them behave in their natural environment. I am here with John Brushers, one of the project managers here on the reef project. In the background, we're standing in front of one of the first homes to go up. And it's pretty exciting times, I guess, eh, John? You're seeing this come to life now.
It really is. It's a long time coming. We're really excited about being here. I actually live here on the property. So excited to be a part of this project. As you can see, our first dolphin, you know, what's not to be excited about? Just building the first home. The whole community is going to be a wonderful place, as you guys have seen. The location is exciting. I know my wife and I live here. My daughter lives here. I'm looking forward to seeing this thing grow and develop to become everything that we hope for it to become. So thanks for allowing us to be a part of it. We're excited.
We're excited to be with you on this one. It's great to have people that we can really trust, and things are going to get built, and it's starting to come up out of the ground. And we get, from our standpoint, from Spencer and my standpoint, on the design side, nothing more exciting than seeing what you dreamed up in your head starting to happen. And I'm certainly looking at picking up one of these homes here too. I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time here. It's an amazing spot. And where did you come from?
So I'm actually from Texas. Most of my construction experiences from Texas, building homes there. But it just seemed good to come here and be a part of this project, and enjoyed so far, learning the language and getting familiar with the different styles of building here.
Yeah, exactly.
Much different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
But with the guys that I'm working with, they've got a lot of years of doing this, and so yeah, it's been exciting just growing with the project, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I've been doing in the property management and construction things for 15-20 years down in Central America, and it's definitely different. But the beauty of it is these are solid concrete homes. These things are going to be here 200 years from now.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's nice, and literally you've got concrete and tile, and if you want to clean your home, you can take the pressure washer inside. And
absolutely. And what I like about it too is it just gives back to the community. We're hiring locals to build, putting food on their tables, allowing them to be a part of something that they're excited to be a part of. So I think all of it together is gonna be all for a good cause.
Yeah. Well, on the reef here, I believe we have 68 homes coming into this area here. That's a lot of construction for local people to, a lot of money flowing through into
Absolutely.
their economy.
Absolutely.
And that's not where we're going to stop either. We were looking at, jungle communities, canopy kind of communities inside the jungle and the forest. And, obviously they have beautiful beachfront lots here as well that people can build larger homes on if that's what they're looking for. So it's great for the community. It's like we try to do that in every one of the properties that we help with and design to make sure that the local people, and that's another thing with you and Jeff here that, Jeff was saying yesterday too, that this is really the reason for doing this is to build on the economy here, right?
That's right.
I mean, even if you break even on selling these things, it's still great for the local people. And you can see we've got a lot of workers here today. They're just finishing off the floor beam, the foundation part on this home. And what do you say, a week or two are going to have walls up on?
That's right. Yeah. So once we get to this stage, it's gonna go up very quickly. So we said, close to around 100 block, and the thing will be up, done, and finished, and we'll be ready to start on the inside. So yeah.
Nice. Well, in a couple of months, we're going to see a bunch of homes here and finished homes and people enjoying their new places. So
yes, we're looking forward to it.
Thanks very much, John.
Exciting.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, sir.
Hey everybody, I want to point out a pretty cool little tree, and you wouldn't wonder why. This tree right here is the official border between the territory of the howler monkeys, which are on this side. Amazing monkey. If you Google them, they're, I don't know, about that big, maybe on average. They make some pretty scary sounds though, but they're not really that intimidating to watch. But on this side of that tree is the white-faced capuchin monkeys, and they don't really like each other that much. So this tree, they've decided, is the border, the territorial border, and I guess the customs and immigration line is right here for the different species of monkeys. But it's pretty cool because sometimes they'll stand in the trees on each side of the border and yell at each other, and I guess establish that is still the border. Pretty cool spot, just a random place in the middle of the jungle that they've decided this is where the line is. We're only a few, maybe a half of a mile from the reef community, so you could literally come on a nice little jungle walk along the path here and come and watch the monkeys argue about whose territory is what.